This is a project for CS 822 Human-Computer Communication under the supervision of Professor Hepting. This project chooses to understand, analyze, and enhance the design for the University of Regina mobile application. The application is available on Google Play Store and Apple App Store. It targets to help new or existing students to navigate through university course materials, schedules, classes, events, etc., and also give a means to the students to reach out and connect to other students and professors. It surely can be an indispensable tool for a student. Now here's a little background for the application itself. The University of Regina application is developed by External Relations Committee of U of R and was released on February 12, 2015, and no updates have been made so far after that. The motivation behind choosing this application as a project is that the application can help break the ice for new students by keeping them posted about the events happening across the university campus and also about their ongoing courses. Now let's look at the intended users. The application is intended to be used by users who have a valid user ID or a student ID and a password, which means the students, the faculty, and the staff for University of Regina. The activities of the user registered would be, then, the user signs into the application, the user navigates through the navigation options to choose a service that he or she wishes to access, the user uses the services, and at the end, the user simply just logs out or signs out. But what was the reason why we chose to do this project? We chose this topic as our project because of the perceived issues that came up. The personal experiences have been very disappointing, as the application does not show any information on the home screen. The design itself lacks a little bit of detail. In order to check our schedule, we have to click the drawer and then click on schedule instead of displaying it as a small widget with the next class timings and location. In most cases, the options are just desktop website links, which are not appealing to use on mobile phones. It doesn't have any native functionality like arranging meetings with professors, nor does it provide information about professors uploading assignments or when the assignments are due. In short, it does not give you notifications in the application itself. The issues so far seem to be design issues and interface understandability issues. We proposed many solutions for an easier design, one of which is shown here in this slide. This slide has a snapshot of a proposed low-fidelity design for the home screen and the login. In the existing application, it isn't clear to the user about what credentials to enter. We tried to solve that by mentioning the student number. The proposed home screen interface metaphor uses the material card-based user interface and mobile home screen elements with widgets and shortcuts just like the Google cards. The advantages for the interface metaphor are: 1. It adds awareness to user for University of Regina application. 2. It provides local information. 3. It uses cards like Google Cards for material design. 4. It adds a lot of feeds and notifications to keep the user on schedule. And 5. Adds names and personalization for the user, making it handier. Some of the disadvantages, however, is that lots of cards could overwhelm the user and make the design cluttered. This slide shows another proposed solution for the design, which is the low-fidelity design for personal assistant to be used for the menu and navigation in the application. This interface is the navigation menu metaphor, which uses a conversation model user interface with premeditated answers that are fed to the system and also accesses the registered user data to answer some questions. Just like Siri on Apple interfaces or Google Assistant for even web searches does. Now, some of the advantages for this metaphor are that it is more interactive, it's easier to use, it works like a personal assistant, it is easy to integrate into the application. However, some disadvantages, or one of the biggest disadvantages, could be that the solutions to users' questions requires a good assistant capable of understanding accents and mapping them well to things it could suggest. So it just needs a more dive in into artificial intelligence and just being able to understand the user better. One of the activities in the project required a testing phase for the low fidelity designs. The feedback was collected from each tester. Here are some of the pointers. Most of the testers were able to perform the tasks like login, check weather, view upcoming events, check assignments, etc. The testers were, however, not able to perform few tasks like personalize the assistant, add more widgets, due to some conflicts in design that was being proposed. There were some suggestions also from the testers while testing the low fidelity designs. They were 1. An option to view frequently asked questions (FAQs). 2. A help button and forgot password option on the home screen. 3. Grouping of material cards could have been better. 4. Widgets could be easily added and navigation submenu to be made easier. 5. Tutorial for a new user. Now all of these suggestions are very valid and they've been taken into account. The next phase is definitely the high fidelity design, which takes into account everything from the low fidelity design to some of the suggestions that were taken up from the testers and the feedback that has been recorded. All these features have helped into a deep dive in to make a better design for the application that is the subject of this project. Hopefully, we'll be able to come up with a great design that aims to do what we set out to enhance the design better and just make us learn more about how the design works overall in a project.